Okay. All right. I want to welcome everybody to the 26th orientation for the RBBS Logistics Learning Center. Earn Where You Learn, logistics training and consulting platform. We've got students in today, and Michael still says that he has no sound. Michael, I don't know what to tell you. Everyone else is able to get the sound, but it's got to be something with your system. You might want to turn your mic on. If you got your headset on, you might want to turn your headset on, or maybe your sound is not turned on. But let's see if we can get that taken care of for you and try to get that taken care of. If not, this is recorded, and you can always pull it up later on and watch it on our YouTube channel. But we're going to go ahead and start sharing our screen and get you all ready for what we have going on here so you all can see what's going on. All right. Now, hopefully everyone can see what I'm seeing. Jamie says after today's orientation, we have access to the. All right, Jamie, let's hold your questions. Let's get through orientation. After the orientation, maybe if you get through the orientation, I might answer some of the questions that you have. So let's wait till let me get through it first, and we'll see if we've answered your questions. And then if you have questions afterwards, then we'll go into that. Okay. All right, let's get into the orientation. All right, let's see here. All right, first of all, first thing with orientation is make sure that you all I want everyone to log into our back office site, and our back office site is RBBStransport.com. I'm going to put it up for you all. I'm going to send it out to you all right now. All right. That is our website. This is the site that we operate from. All right. We're going to pull it up, make sure we're in. All right. This is our back office site. If you're able to, go ahead and log into our back office site. If you're not, just kind of follow along with us. But this is the website in which you will operate from. It is the RBBS National Dispatchers Network site. This is where all of the students who are under our consulting platform uses this site. This is you all's site. This site is here to promote what you all have going on, because remember, you all hired us to show you all how to build your book of business, how to book freight, how to conduct yourself, and how to carry on and make money in this industry, how to become a brokerage firm, how to build your dispatch firm or your freight forwarding firm. This is the site you will operate from. As you can see, it's a very clean site. It's very simplistic, very clean site. There's only 3 pages on this site, so it's not really, really complicated. Okay. We have a section here. This is the welcome section, which is the home section, and we have a who are we. The who are we section is for carriers. If you have any carriers who wants to know what we do and who we are, this is what you will have them to come to this site, and they'll be able to access the who are we portion of the site. As you stroll down here, you see it goes into telling them who we are, what we do, get to know us. As you can see here, our introduction says that we are fast, friendly, and fully functional. Our network of independent dispatchers are well-renowned throughout the United States. When it comes to finding the right freight for your needs, our team is up for every challenge. With the skill and experience our clients have come to expect, we always stand behind our work, with customer satisfaction being our #1 priority. Contact us to learn more about our incredible network of dispatchers and how they can help you. All right. And then continue on down, it gives them the areas of service that we operate in. Let's know that we are a logistics freight dispatching firm built by owner-operators for owner-operators, and it lets them know what our mission statement is. Our mission statement is a little bit different from what you all might be used to. It says here that we understand every carrier is unique in their low price and needs. So it basically what we do is, and this is the cornerstone of our entire script. Okay, the cornerstone of everything that we do is all about finding the carriers what they need to be profitable. Okay, it's not about us getting a bunch of loads and then saying, Here's some loads. Here's what we got. Take what we got, or or you just out of luck. That's not how we do it. Okay. The cornerstone of what we do is all behind the premise of finding the carrier what they want. So in order to know what the carrier wants, we've got to first do what? We got to ask them, what is it you want? So the first question that we ask every carrier is going to be, how much money do you need to move your truck? That is our coin phrase. How much money do you need to move your truck? I want that to stick in you all's mind, because everything you do is based on that premise. Everything you do is based on that premise. Asking the carrier, how much money do you need to move your truck? And the reason why that phrase is so important, because that's a catch-all phrase. No matter what objection they come back with, no matter what they say, no matter how they try to come back with all these different objections, I owe this, I owe that, this is too much, this is too less, that phrase catches everything. And we're going to show you all that more so in training and in the script that we have for you all. But basically, when owner-operators come here, it basically tells them our dispatchers, our national dispatch network is built by owner-operators for owner-operators. So we understand every carrier is unique in their load pricing needs. Our network of dispatchers will cater their load search to your pricing requirements. In other words, if you need $2.75 since the CPM, which stands for cents per mile, for those of y'all who don't know, if you need $2.75 CPM to run a load, our dispatchers will only look for and contact you with offers of $2.75 CPM or better. It's that simple. So contact one of our dispatchers, one of our dispatch agents today, toll free. And if you go down here, you'll see all of the dispatchers who are every student who is enrolled with us. They each get their own extension on our toll-free listings, and you all will have your own extensions too after this week. Okay? All right, let's get into the back office area. Now, when you all come here to create your back office, and I need y'all to pay attention, pay very close attention to what I'm about to say. You're going to click on the dispatcher's tools and resources. Now, this is a secure location. Since this will be y'all's first time coming in, you won't have access to this. But when you click on it, it's going to take you there, and you all will actually see where it asks you to create your login. You're going to have to create your username and password in order to access this back office area. Now listen to me very carefully. You have to, no exceptions. You have to use the email address you use to enroll with. If you use any other email address other than the one you enroll with, you will not gain access to this back office. The reason why that is because the settings are set to compare your enrollment email address with the one you are using here. And if it does not match up, it is not going to approve you. Okay, because this site is only accessible to students who have, first of all, enrolled and paid their enrollment fee. Second of all, they have taken and passed their test. Okay? So if you haven't done those two things, it's not going to let you into this back office. And if your email address does not match the one that you enroll with, it is not going to let you in. Okay? Now, you all won't be able to gain your approval until we have finished orientation. Okay? So the back office site is only accessible to those students who are enrolled, passed their test, and have completed orientation. So if you're trying to get into it now, it's going to put you in a pending mode until we finish orientation. Then when you finish orientation, then I go in and approve it, and everybody can get their approvals. But you won't be approved until after you finish orientation. So you just going to have to just follow along with us until we get through the orientation phase of it. And also, after you finish orientation, you will be able to join our chat group on Facebook too. And we're going to show you how to get into that. But once you're into the back office, once you have created your login, you're going to get into the back office, and you're going to be able to access all your tools and resources. Now, the first thing that we show you all is your contracts and your agreements, because this is where everything starts. A lot of freight broker trainers or logistics trainers will tell you, well, go out and find you some freight. No. You can find all the freight in the world, but if you don't have carriers to run that freight, guess what? You ain't going to make no money, because you got to have carriers. The first thing that you all need to do is get carriers signed up to a dispatch agreement. That is number one. Because if you got carriers signed up to a dispatch agreement, you don't need freight. Let me repeat that. If you got carriers signed up to your dispatch agreement, you don't need freight. Because they're going to tell you, because the way we operate, we ask them, how much money do you need to move your truck? We find that out. Then we find out, where do you like to run? If they tell us that I don't want to run up in the mountains, we're not going to look for those in the mountains. We're going to look for those on the bottom half of the United States. If they say we like to run more than 600 miles, we're not going to look for those that run less than 600 miles. We're going to look for those that run over more than 600 miles. So with those three things, we know how much money they need, where they like to go, and how they like to run. And with that, you can go out and find whatever they want. You don't need freight as long as you got a carrier under contract, and that carrier gives you their profile. Then you go out and find the freight what they want, because you can get freight from anywhere. Freight is everywhere. Finding freight is not a problem. Finding the carriers to run the freight, that's your problem. So that's the first thing we tackle. We get you on the contract with carriers, and then those carriers put you to work, and then you can go find the freight. And finding the freight is easy. You can find freight anywhere. I can get freight out of a garbage can. If y'all don't believe me, test me on that sometime. I'll take my camera out. We'll go to a Walmart, and we'll go back and look at their dumpsters and pull up and get some of their old shipping manifests that they're throwing away. It's got all their distribution centers on it, places of where they get their loads from and their freight from, and we'll call them up and we'll say, hey, I can help you move some of this freight. So yes, I can find freight in a garbage can, which proves that you can get freight from anywhere. Freight is easy to find. All right, but here in the back office area, we're gonna give you we have all your contracts and stuff already pre-formed, already pre-filled out. If you are a dispatcher, if you do not have a bond, some of you may have a bond already. We have individuals within our platform who are already bonded freight brokers. If you are a bonded freight broker, you would need to. Okay, Michael says he has sound now. Good, Michael. I'm glad. If you are a bonded freight broker, you will use this second agreement here. It says broker carrier contract for brokers only. This is what bonded freight brokers use to contract carriers. Only a bonded freight broker uses this contract. If you are not a bonded freight broker and you are a dispatcher, which most of you are basically just independent dispatchers for right now, and that's what we recommend you do. Just be a dispatcher until you learn this program, until you've gotten yourself some clientele, until you built your book of business, and then if you want to get your bond and all that type of stuff, invest that money and go ahead and do that. But first of all, for just regular dispatchers, which is what 99.9% of you are, this is the dispatch agreement you're going to use. The carrier dispatch service agreement. All you got to do is when you need it, come in your back office, you click on it, it pulls it right up for you, open it up, give it time to open up here. You open it up, and then up here you're going to see where it says enable your editing. Now this is already pre-formatted. All you've got to do is come in, click the editing, and then you put in up here where it says dispatcher. That's where your information goes up top. Now, real quickly, for this right here, everything that is above the percentage of the pay percentage line, where it says the fee for dispatching service will be 10%. All right, everything above that line that is highlighted in yellow is where your information goes. Everything below that line that is in yellow is where the carrier's information goes. Okay, let me repeat that. Everything above this fee line, where it says the fee for dispatch service will be 10% of the gross revenue of each shipment with no minimum charge. Everything above that line that's highlighted in yellow is where your name and information goes, other than up here where it says up at the very top. Of course, your information goes up at the very top. Everything below this line that's in yellow is where the carrier's information goes. We're going to go over this real quick. We're going to go over this step by step to make sure you all clearly and completely understand this. This is the agreement you will send to the carriers to get them to sign so that you can be authorized. This is your legal authorization to go and find them loads. This is your legal authorization that says that you represent the carrier. This is how you get paid. Without this filled out, a carrier does not have to pay you. And remember, you only get paid by the carriers for the load that you booked them on after they have ran that load and they have gotten their pay. So when they get paid, they send you your 10%. We're going to show you how we collect that. And this contract, this agreement allows for them to pay you and allows for us to bill them and invoice them. We'll show you how we collect that electronically to speed up that process. All right. Up here at the top, your information goes here where it says dispatcher, very top. Your address goes here. You don't have to put your full address. You can put just your city and state up there. Your phone number goes here. You can use, I would suggest you not use your personal phone number, but you use the toll-free number that we supply you with along with your extension. Now, if you want to use your personal phone number, knock yourself out, okay? Your email address goes here. You can use the one that we're going to supply to you, or you can use your own. That's up to you, okay? So, but your name or your company's name goes up here. Address goes here. City and state is okay. Phone number goes here. Email address goes here. Your information goes up here on this top line. It starts off with says, I, the carrier, our information goes there. The owner of and or the driver of truck number, the carrier's truck number goes there. Of the carrier, a licensed motor carrier, MC number, their MC number goes there, and or DOT number, their DOT number goes there. Hereby grants authorization to your name or your company name goes there to act as my agent for the sole purpose of searching for and booking shipments, processing all brokerage paperwork, and obtaining certificates of insurance as required in order to expedite shipments and dispatch via telephone, fax, or email for my truck unit number. Their truck unit number goes there. License plate number, their license plate number goes there. In the state they operate out of goes there. All billing, invoicing, and collection of revenue from customers, brokers, shippers, consignees, etc., are the sole responsibility of the carrier. If revenue for a shipment or shipments is uncollectible, your name goes here, will be held harmless, and no penalty for deduction of fees will be made. The carrier agrees to maintain all proper licenses and permits to conduct business as a motor carrier in the area of intended operation. Additionally, carrier agrees to maintain liability and cargo insurance at the amounts set forth by the home state of the carrier. Your name goes here, will be held harmless in the event of any and all claims. The carrier agrees to maintain an account with an internet load board service in the name of the carrier. With your name goes here as the point of contact for dispatching purposes. Now, let me go over that real quick. The reason why we have that phrase in there, that the carrier agrees to maintain an account with a load board service. The reason why I put that in there because one day you all are going to advance beyond us. You're not going to need us anymore. You're not going to need our services. You're not going to need our tools and resources, things that we pay for. Right now, we pay for your access to at least 4 load boards, 3 load boards that we actually pay for, but we give you access to about 7 load boards. Okay? We take care of that. After you all leave us, after you've gotten the hang of this, after you start building your book of business, after you're ready to do this on your own and not have us hold your hand anymore, and you're ready to step out there and start your own firm, you're going to have to, what? Get your own access to the load boards. This phrase in the contract allows you to actually be able to get your carriers that you have under a dispatch agreement to pay for those load boards. Not only that can you get them to pay for it, you can also get them access to the higher paying load boards at a discounted rate if you have multiple carriers under contract. By the time you get ready to move on, a lot of you are going to have 15, 20, maybe 30, 40 carriers that you've already signed up. To give you an example of how many carriers you can have, I have 372 carriers that I have under dispatch agreement that I dispatch with. Now, I personally don't do the dispatching for all of them. I have interns from Florida State, FAMU, and TCC. They handle all of the process, and they call these carriers up, find out where they at, and they dispatch loads for me. Okay? I personally dispatch, I do right now about 7 or 8 loads per day is what I dispatch personally. So that's all I have time for, is dealing with all of you all, dealing with all the other stuff that they have to do, taking phone calls. I take about 100 phone calls, 100 plus phone calls per day, and dealing with people who are coming into the program, people who are in the program, people who have questions and things like that. So I still book about 7 or 8 loads per day. But I have 372 carriers that I dispatch for. My firm does. 372 carriers that I dispatch for. Now, with that being said, this phrase right here will allow you to be able to have your carriers pay for access to the load boards. Let's say you've got 20 carriers, okay, and you're dispatching for all of them. You're the dispatcher for all 20 carriers, right? What you can do is you can call those carriers up and say, hey, Mr. Carrier, because, you know, my job is to find you the best paying freight that I can find you. I have an opportunity to get you access to the DAT load board. And we all know DAT load board is one of those high dollar freight. They get there some high dollar freight. But the problem is that load board costs about $299 per month to access that. That's the problem. It's a lot of money to access that load board. But through this, you can say to that carrier, because you may have 20 carriers, you can say to them, I can get you access to the DAT load board for only $29 per month. And you can call up each one of your carriers and make that same pitch to them and say, I can get you access to the DAT load board for only $29 a month. You got 20 carriers, each one of them are paying $29 a month. That's going to give you roughly about $600 a month in what? In the monthly fees to pay for the DAT. DAT is only $299. The rest of that money, that can be treated as your income, or it can be treated as operating expense for you to go out and sign up with other load boards, and you can have your login and stuff under one of their DOT numbers, because you, as a dispatcher, you're not required to have one, so you can use one of their DOT numbers to access to that load board and find freight for all your carriers, and that way they get access at a lower price. You, as their dispatcher, are now able to locate and find loads for them that are paying better freight, which is better for them and better for you, because the higher paying the freight is, and you're getting that 10% dispatch fee, the higher paying your check is, okay, when you find and dispatch them on load. So that's why that phrase is in there, to give you all the opportunity to be able to continue to get your access to load boards without us having to pay for it when you decide you want to leave us. All right. There was a lot to say, wasn't it? Okay. All right. Continuing on. The rest of this contract goes on to state, the fee for dispatch services will be 10% of the gross revenue of each shipment with no minimum charge. As loads are picked up, an amount equal to the above stated percentage will be payable to, your name goes there. Please do not put RBBS there, okay, because they're not our clients. These are your clients. They're not paying us. They're paying you, okay, because when you leave us, right, when you leave our platform, this contract is still your contract, okay? So make sure you put your name or your company name in that slot where it says will be payable to your name or your company name, okay? In yellow it says payments are to be conveniently paid with any debit or credit card via text or email invoice app processed by the RBBS LLC invoice processor. RBBS LLC stands for RBBS Logistics Learning Center, invoice processor. In other words, we're going to be billing them. We're going to be, we take care of your billing while you are under our platform. We send them the electronic invoice. We're going to send them a Square Cash electronic invoice right from our Square Cash app. Square Cash is how we process everything that we do. You all paid your fee through Square. We invoice our carriers through Square. We pay you all through Square. The same way we receive money is the same way we're going to pay you all, is electronically by that Square Cash, through the Square Cash app. If you don't have the Square Cash app, if you don't have what's called the Square Cash Me app, go to your app store and download it. It is free. It allows you to be able to receive and send money by email or by text message. Okay, you can add your bank account to it, or you can order the Square Cash free debit card and have your money put on that debit card, or you can attach any bank account to it and have your money deposited directly into your bank when you receive it. Okay, so here's what happens. We send them the invoice by email or by text, because it says right here, please provide your SMS cell phone text number here. The carrier's cell phone number goes there, okay? And your email address and your email here. Your carrier's email address goes there, okay? So your name goes here where it says payable to. The carrier's phone number, cell phone number goes there, and their email address goes there, okay? Because we're going to be texting them the invoice when it's time for you to get paid. We're going to text them the invoice, and we are going to email them the invoice. And all they have to do is click on it and pay with a debit or credit card. That money goes directly into our Square account. We take half that money, and we send it to you by email and by text. We text you your Square Cash payment, and we email you your Square Cash payment. All you got to do is click on it and deposit that money into the bank account you have attached to your Square Cash account, or deposit it right onto your Square Cash debit card. That is how you receive your pay. This is how you pay our fee. We split the fee 50-50 on the dispatch agreement. This is how you earn money. This is how you're paid every time your carriers are ready to pay you. And your carriers are ready to pay you as soon as they get paid. We're going to be showing y'all in training how you all keep track of that so that you will know exactly when your carriers get paid. We'll go over that with y'all in training, okay? All right. Let's continue here. Further down it says, either party has the right to end this agreement without cause at any time with 7 days notice by written request. Upon cancellation, any unused funds remaining in the deposit account will be refunded to the carrier within 2 business days without penalty. By signing below, I fully understand the terms of this agreement. The carrier's company name goes there, their signature goes there, the date goes there, and they print, and the person who signed it prints their name there. Your name goes here, your printed name goes here, or your company name goes here, right? It's already predated, and then you sign it down here. This is your dispatch agreement. Got a couple of questions here that just been asked. Let's see, Sean B says, what if the driver asks who is RBBS? If the driver asks is who RBBS, tell them none of your business. No, I'm just kidding with you. if the driver asks who is RBBS, let them know that we are the consulting firm and we are the management firm for the National Dispatchers Network. That's all we are. We are just the managing firm for the National Dispatchers Network. RBBS Transport LLC used to be, let me repeat, we used to be a brokerage firm, but because we got into training and consulting, and we teach people how to do brokering, dispatching, and freight forwarding, we had to give up our bond. We had to let our bond expire. In fact, our bond was paid up front and in full every year. And we actually decided that we was going to go into the consulting side of it back in August of last year, but we had to wait until November for our bond to expire because we had paid our $75,000 up front and we couldn't get any refund on it. Okay, but it happens like that. Now, a lot of you probably saying, did I pay that? No, I did not pay that. The law firm that I went to and pitched this idea to, and they backed and they invested in the setup of this platform, law firm that put up that $225,000 to start this business, they're the ones who paid that. By the way, that same law firm monitors everything that we do. That law firm has access to our social media account. So when you're in our chat group, whatever you're saying in that chat group, the law firm monitors. They have paralegals and sometimes attorneys. They're always monitoring the chat group. A lot of times you all will say some stuff or make some comments about stuff, or you'll say some stuff that you need to say to a carrier and it's not quite legal. That law firm, they will call me. They will politely give me a call, or they'll send me a text, or they'll send me a personal message on Facebook, and they'll give me the correct terms, or they'll tell me how to correct that, or they'll tell me, you can't do that. Here's what you can do. And then I'll chime in and tell you all, you can't do that. Here's what you can do. Okay? So be aware that you are always monitored when you're on that chat group. That law firm has to protect their interests. So they always monitor that chat group. So when we give you advice on how to do things, it's because that is the legal way of doing it. So be aware of that. All right? while we're on the subject of this chat group, once you're into that chat group, when you're in that chat group, conduct yourselves in a professional manner at all times on that chat group. That chat group is not a gossip chat group. It is not a group for you to hash out whatever gripes you might have with somebody. That's not what it's there for. If it's not about booking freight, if it's not about the logistics industry, if it's not positive, don't put it on the chat group. If we see it on there and I get alerted to it, I'm going to ask you about it. If we can't resolve it, I'm going to boot you out of the chat group, and that's going to be that. Okay? So let's understand that. That is not a public chat group. That is a private chat group. It is a private chat group only for students like yourself, and you all are all there to help each other to do what? Be successful, find loads, book freight, get more carriers, and be great in this industry. That's what that chat group is there for, so let's treat it as such. All right. But this is your, this is what you're sending out to, your carriers, okay? All right. Let's get out of this and show you the other one real quick. Now, that was for if you are not a broker. Now, if some of you happen to be a broker, if you have a bond, if you are a bonded broker with your insurance, MC number, DOT number, all that type of stuff, this is the form you would use to sign on carriers. Brokers have to use this form because you have a liability. You are bonded. You have much more liability, and everything has to be framed with a legal framework. The phrases, the clauses, everything has to be in the correct legal framework. If you are a broker, this is what you use to sign up carriers in order to be able to find them loads and dispatch loads for them. If you notice here, this is a lot more involved. There's a lot of legal jargon. I'm not going to read the whole thing because we'll be here half the night trying to read all this stuff. Just know that every legal phrase that needs to be in here is here. Okay? All you've got to do is go in where you see the yellow. That's where your name or your MC number or docket number or US DOT number goes. Okay? It has everything already framework. It's already worded, all the right phrases, all the right clauses, everything is already in here. It is a lot more involved. It is a lot to read. It has confidentiality areas. The Exhibit A, shipment identification. Exhibit B, cleaning and maintenance of transportation units. Exhibit C, personal health and hygiene. And Exhibit D, administrative procedures, is all in there. This is for brokers. If you are a bonded broker, that is what you would use, okay? I'm not going to go into it and read all this stuff because, frankly, it gives me a headache trying to read all that legal jargon. I'm not going to lie to you. Our lawyers, our legal team, the same one that monitors everybody, they're the one that put this together. So trust me, it's all there. It's all right. All right. Let's go on. Let's go on. Try to get through this orientation. All right. In this back office area, that is where your contracts and your agreements are. That's what you need to get paid. Those two agreements, one or the other. If you are a broker, use the bottom one. If you are a dispatcher or a dispatching firm, use the top one. Okay? All right. Finding shippers. Okay? Finding shippers and finding brokers. Remember, you all have zero out-of-pocket expense as long as you're in our platform. So therefore, we do not want you all spending money on shippers lists. I know there's a lot of places out there. We'll sell you a list of the latest shippers. We'll sell you a list of 10,000 shippers for $500. Forget that. You don't need it, and it's not even anywhere close, not even close to the level of access that we're going to give you to shippers. In the back office area, notice here where it says tools and resources, search shippers. When you want to find a shipper, you just click here where it says search shippers. It is immediately going to take you to the unsecured, to the unrestricted access area of the federal government SIC code site. If you don't know what SIC codes are, don't feel bad. 90% of the people in this industry don't know what SIC codes are. That's why they try to sell you a list. Okay? We have already paid for the unrestricted access to the federal government SIC code site. One of them is McCrae's Blue Book. Okay, it's the best one out there. We pay for the logins, everything, and when you click on that, it takes you directly to the area that's already have you logged in. You don't have to log in. You don't have to do anything but go in here and search for what you want. Somebody give me something to search for. Give me some type of freight. Make it kind of hard too. Don't be simple like lumber or sugar. Somebody give me a freight. Somebody talk to me.
Gasoline haulers.
What you looking for now?
Gasoline.
Gasoline.
Yeah.
Gasoline. Make sure I spell gasoline right. Gasolin. All right, gasoline. Look for gasoline. All right, here we go. When you put in gasoline, you notice here, it pulls up all the SIC codes for gasoline. Let's see what we have here. For gasoline, it has 405 shippers that ship just gasoline. Gasoline blending plant has 32 shippers that ship that. Gasoline filling station, you have 1,156 shippers that ship that type of product. Gasoline service have 7. Gasoline wholesalers, you have 766. The additives for gasoline, you have 62. For automotive engines, gasoline, you have 22, and so on and so on and so on and so on. As you can see, there's probably a couple of thousand of gasoline shippers on here. All you do is you click one of them. Let's just click one. Might as well start at the top. You click one of those categories, and it pulls up all those companies within that category. You come down here, you find one of those companies, you click on it. Right? That says Jetstream Group. Okay? You notice it gives you the name of the company, gives you their address, it gives you their type of business, which is a distributor and exporter, gives you their phone number, gives you their website address, gives you the email address where it says contact the company here. It also gives you a background and a profile of the company and all the states that they operate in and the type of products that they ship to those states. Now, you come down here, you'll notice here, a little interesting tool here. If you click on this tool, it pulls up the states that they ship to. You click one of those states, you notice over here to the right, it tells you how much they pay a carrier to move that freight from their location to that state. Now, you're not going to get a better lead resource or lead tool than what we give you. Okay? It says here they pay $35 a pallet, $80 a box, and $570 partial dry van. Now, when they say partial dry van, that's usually breaking it up into quarters, 4 quarters to $1. So $570 times 4, that gives you the round figure of what they normally pay to move freight to that state. If you click on a different state, they give you something else. If you click Georgia, it tells you $75 a pallet and $480 for partial. If you click on, find something that's got some good money in it, click on Oklahoma, you know they pay a lot of money to move that stuff to Oklahoma. $85 a pallet, $930 for the dry van, partial dry van, $1,000. Good money in it to move that freight. All right. And all you do is you call up that company. You say, hey, Mr. So-and-so and so, Mr. Gas Man, you know, my name is Brenda. I'm with the National Network of Dispatchers, and I see that you have a lot of gasoline that you need moved. As I mentioned, I'm with the National Network of Dispatchers. We have right now 280, almost 300 dispatch firms strong, stretched out across the United States. We also have access to thousands of tanker carriers that are heavily insured and experienced in moving your type of freight. And I feel confident that I can help you move an extra 25 to 35% of your freight every single day. And by the way, this is a free service because I am a independent dispatcher and I am paid by and I work for the carrier. So in other words, this is a free service to you. You see how that works? That's basically your pitch when you call them up. That's it. Because if you are a dispatcher, you're not paid by the broker, you're not paid by the shipper, you're paid by the carrier. So the service you offer to a broker or to a shipper, right, to help them move their loads is free to them. It's a free service to them. It's not costing them anything. If it's not costing them anything, they don't need to contract with you. All they need to do is to start sending you what? Their load list. We make it very simple for shippers to agree to send you their load list because we don't ask them to pay anything. We don't have to contract with them because you are paid by the carrier. Now, if they want you, before they ship in their load, before you book a carrier on their freight, if they want to see that carrier's insurance or pull their DOT number to check to see if they're okay, yes, they can do that. You give it to them, say, yeah, go ahead and pull their on that carrier's information. If you think that if that carrier is okay, if they need to sign up some type of contract with that carrier, that's between them and the carrier. Your job only is to find the loads and provide the carrier with good paying freight that they can run. So that's the only person you work for at this point. Okay? All right. Does everybody understand how to find? Everybody understand how to find shippers with this tool? Okay? Anybody thinks that this is not simple? It is very simple. Okay? And we make it simple. So we pay for the access. We give it to y'all. All y'all got to do is use it. All right? All right. Let's get out of this. All right. Same thing for shippers. Same thing for brokers. I'm sorry. If you decide you want to find brokers and get them signed and get them to send you their load list, come on here and you click where it says search brokers. And it's going to take you right to the area where the brokers are. Same thing. You click on one of these brokers. You call them up. Hey, Mr. Broker, how you doing? And see, these brokers, they pay some good money. You see what I'm saying? How they got over here, what they paying, what they're paying to move this stuff. Here's the broker that's whatever stuff he's got. It says he has thousands of type of stuff, 25,000 contract carriers and warehouse capacity, owner draws, on a variety of equipment. They tell you all the stuff that all type of stuff that they broker for. All right, to move that whatever they got to Utah, on average they pay about $85 a pallet, 48 to 53-foot dry van loads, and these are just guidelines and estimates. This will change from location to location and depending on the carriers and stuff like that. But on average, they pay 48 to 53-foot dry van truck load, $1,550. Partial dry van, $1,950. 53-foot dry van truck load, $2,350. Okay, to move freight to Utah from their location, from various locations around and they're based out of Newport, Michigan. But they are a broker. Now that is Landstar. Y'all didn't know Landstar was a broker, did you? I know a lot of people think Landstar is just a trucking company. No, Landstar is a broker. Swift is a broker. Warner is a broker. They happen to own their own trucks. They happen to lease on trucks, which is why they can move freight at a cheap price, because they have their own trucks. They can just force dispatch their company drivers, and they have their own operator fleets who lease on with them. But they are brokers. They are what you call asset-based brokers. Those are brokers that own their own fleets. Okay, so you can actually contact them, and for the over freight that they have, the freight that they don't have assigned to one of their carriers, you can actually book freight from them. See, y'all didn't know that. Well, some of y'all didn't know that. Some of y'all probably knew that, but hopefully we're giving y'all some knowledge that you wasn't aware of. All right, but there you go. Okay, now some of you are probably saying, okay, that's great, but what do I say to them? Well, if you're shy and you're a little nervous, and you don't know what to say, you kind of stumble over your feet a little bit, you have a stuttering problem, whatever the case may be, we give you a script. We give you a way to break the ice. This is your script. Click on it, you pull it up. You can either email this script to them the night before, or you can call them up and read this script verbatim. Make sure you learn it first before you try and start reading it, because if you don't learn it, you're going to stumble through it. It's going to sound like you're doing what? Reading a script. And you don't want to sound like you're reading a script. So this is your script. You can change this if you like, to make it suit you, make it suit your personality or whatever the case may be. But the script, basically, it hits all the key points that shippers like to see when they are canvassing someone to move their freight. It starts off with very simple: why should you partner with a member of the RBBS National Network of Dispatchers? The network utilizes the most advanced technology in the industry to service our, because I'm not going to read all this. I'm going to just give you all a gist of how it's written and what it sounds like. The network utilizes the most advanced technology in the industry to service our customers. We've integrated the CNTMS transportation management system and logistics software in all 67 active independent dispatch firms. Well, actually, like almost 300. And I got to change that. We're up to almost 300 since I did this. In all 300 active independent dispatch firms strategically positioned throughout the United States to adequately service all major shipping lanes. We can manage every aspect of our logistics and distribution operation with the same transportation management system, TMS technology, used by the world's largest companies. Carrier verification and fraud check. Never load a bad carrier or bad driver again. Each of our network members can instantly conduct full carrier verification, carrier qualification, and fraud detection. We conduct real-time fraud detection and carrier qualification every time we match carriers or drivers to one of your loads. Driver track and trace via cell phone GPS. GPS load tracking. Yes, we have that. And it is built right into every network member's system. We can pinpoint the exact location of a driver by just using their cell phone's GPS. Tracker feature sends them a special text message, and we simply grab their location and status of the load for you. Drivers can also respond from their phone with the real-time status of the load with one press. No apps needed, just our special text message. We can also use this feature to send any other instructions to the driver via standard text message. All right. You all get the gist of how that's going. It's basically just appealing to all of their hot spots. It's hitting all their hot buttons, okay, which makes them feel comfortable about what? Using you as a source to find carriers to do what? Move their freight. That's what all this is geared toward, okay? And down here at the bottom, if you're going to copy and paste it and email it out to them, it has an area down here for you to put your name, the RBBS National Dispatchers Network member. Your name goes there, or your company name goes there. Your contact number already has the toll-free number there. In there, you put your extension there. Has your e-fax number in right there. So when they fax stuff in, it'll be converted. Our interns will then get it and send it directly to your email, and your email address goes there. Okay? Now, this is your script. Use it when you're contacting shippers. You can copy and paste it. Again, learn it. You can read it. Gives you kind of a gist of what to say. Helps you break the ice. If you're nervous about talking to people on the phone, if you're nervous about, what to say to them, or how do I get them interested in what I do, this gives you a framework. Okay? This is your framework. All right? Try to get through this. Trying to get through this as quickly as possible. But that's your framework. And remember, after today, you have access to your back office, so you can come in here and look over this stuff as you want to. We have a couple of auto dealer scripts in here too. Now, are we getting into the auto dealership, into the auto hauling? Yes, we will be eventually. But first, we got to make sure we get y'all up to speed, because there's a lot of legal ramifications when dealing with auto hauling. Because you are, those of you who are brokers, we can get you started right away in auto hauling after we sharpen your negotiation skills. Because those car dealers will eat your behind alive. They will take your money and they will laugh about it over drinks later. They don't care, because they do this every day. And they would love to get you in there and take your money. Because in auto hauling, you can actually lose money. And you can wind up getting sued. And the reason why we don't just throw you all into the auto hauling, because if we did that right now, 90% of you all would quit, because you're losing money on every load. The rest of you all would be sued, and you'll be forced to quit, because you have to negotiate front-end margins and back-end margins. And you negotiate your front-end margin, and you have to commit to it through a contractual agreement before you know what your back-end margin is. And if you tell that dealer, I can move your 30 cars from the auction to here and have them here by, Monday, I can have them here by Wednesday at $200 a car, and you sign that contract, you are contractually obligated to get that dealer's cars here by Wednesday at $200 per car, and you think, well, I can go out and find me a carrier that can move them for $100 a car or $150 a car, I'm good, right? But then you get out there and find out that the carriers decides to say that, well, we won't move them for less than $250 a car, which means now you are obligated to do what? Pay $50 a car to get those cars moved, because you have to get those cars there by Wednesday. And if you don't pay that $50 per car to move those cars, that car dealership is going to sue you. So you can see auto hauling that is not a joke. And until you all are ready for it, as I tell all our students now, none of them are ready to get into auto hauling. Because if I expose y'all to that now, they will eat you alive. And most of you all will wind up getting sued, or you'll quit because you're losing money. Okay? And there's some legality as far as those of you who are not brokers as to whether or not you can do auto hauling. So the attorneys are trying to figure out a loophole, for lack of a better word. They're looking at the legalities and a legal loophole that will allow you all who are dispatchers to still be able to do the auto hauling. And they will come up with a solution. They are a very good law firm. Okay? Trust me, they are a very good law firm. They will come up with a solution. All right? But this is the script we have for auto hauling when we do get ready to expose you all to it and bring you all into it. Okay? But we already have a script for it. We're already prepared for it. All right? Our main script when you are now I need everyone to pay close attention to this script. This is the script. This is your money maker. The script that we're about to go over. The script that we're about to go over now is your money maker. This is your money maker. This is the system. You have, if you follow this script, I swear to you all, using this script right here, I was booking before I started doing all this other stuff, before I got into the consulting and everything else, when I was just finding freight. I was booking 12 to 15 loads every single day of the week except for Saturday and Sunday, because I chose not to work on Saturday and Sunday. 5 days a week, I was booking 12 to 15 loads per day, every single day. 95% of the carriers I called and pitched this script to, they were ready to sign up with me. They signed up with me, no questions asked, and I was booking them freight. So I need y'all to pay attention, all right? And this script basically says, how much money do you need to move your truck? Okay? That is the cornerstone of your entire approach. That is your pitch. That is your approach. This catches everything. And this is it right here. Y'all can pull it up. And you all need to learn. You really need to learn this. You need to learn this. You need to practice saying this in the mirror. See how you look when you're saying it. Learn it to the point to where you'll be able to spit it back in your sleep. Okay? Basically, it says, how much money do you need in order to move your truck? I just say, how much money do you need to move your truck? And basically, Charles Monday has filled in the spaces here. It says, greetings. My name is Charles M., independent dispatcher with the National Dispatcher Network. We have over 200 plus dispatchers all over the country to service your needs. Our network is built by owner-operators for owner-operators. So I understand that every carrier is unique in their load pricing needs. As a dispatcher, I will cater my load search to your pricing requirements. In other words, if you need $2.50 CPM to run a load, if you only want to go so many miles, if you want back hauls, and if you only want to go to certain parts of the country, I will only look for and contact you with offers based upon your requirements. In addition, I will present at least 3 options to you to choose from. It's that simple. Please include as much details as needed in order for me to provide the best 3 options for you. Note, all this will be provided assuming we have established a dispatch agreement. I cannot work for you until I have a signed dispatch agreement. If you like the loads I present to you, we can book it. If you don't book it. Okay, no force dispatch. The dispatch agreement is contingent upon whether or not you like the loads being presented to you. Fair enough? Now, of course, this is his email version of this script. In other words, he emails this out to a whole bunch of carriers. And we show you how to find those carriers and how to, contact them. And he emails that out. But it says here, goes into, it's got some stuff that's highlighted. It says, once you are paid, just pay us 10% as outlined in dispatch agreement. 90% is yours. Please reply to my work email with the return dispatch agreement at charge money at shipwithRBBS.com. You all get your own dedicated domain email address just like he has his, or phone me at 866-973-6445, extension 7005, or 844-722-7552, extension 7005. Note, once the carrier is signed onto the dispatch agreement with the RBBS National Dispatchers, with the National Dispatch Network, you will begin to receive email blasts of thousands of loads daily to choose from. This can be very advantageous to carriers going forward because you can pick and choose from the host of loads in whatever location you are. All the RBBS Network dispatch agents you sign on with, check the availability of the particular load and book it if it is still available. The RBBS National Dispatch Network is streamlining our platform to better serve the carrier and to make things easy in order to make money. All right. Now, that's his email pitch. This is for you all to learn the framework. Now, I'm going to give it to you as if you were calling someone. Who wants to be my volunteer to be a carrier? Real quick. Somebody. Come on. Somebody step up. Somebody step up to be a carrier. Don't nobody want to be a carrier? Nobody wants to be a carrier? Unmute your mic. All right. Let's see here. Padilla Dulles says, I will. All right. Padilla, unmute yourself. There you go. How you doing?
No, this is Sullivan. I'll let her go ladies first.
Okay. All right. Sullivan, you ready?
Yep.
All right. You the carrier. Ring, ring, ring. Ring, ring, ring. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello? Hello?
Hey, there you go. Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Look, I see that you have a truck down there in Mobile, Alabama. And there's a flat.
Yeah, you got to talk fast. I'm on the road. Okay?
All right, well,
yeah.
Well, real quick, I got one question for you. How much money do you need to move your truck?
Let me see. I need about $3.
Okay, and that covers everything, right? That covers your fuel surcharge. That covers what you got to pay the guy you got your authority with. That covers everything, right?
Yep.
All right, so you need $3 to move your truck for it to be profitable, right?
Yep.
All right, great. Look, my name is Calvin Butler. I'm with the National Network of Dispatchers. And like I said, we understand that not every carrier can move their truck for the same amount of money because you have expenses that are only unique to you, and every carrier can't move their truck for the same amount. Here's what I propose. If you tell me you need $3 to move your truck, and my fee is 10%, guess what? I'm going to look for loads that's paying $3.20 per mile, nothing less. Everything that I present you with is going to be at least $3.20 per mile or better. If you tell me you need loads that don't go up in the mountains, I'm only going to look for loads that's on the bottom half of the United States. If you tell me you want loads that run more than 600 miles, I'm not going to look for loads that's running 500 miles. I'm going to look for loads that's running 600 miles or better. Because from that point on, if you sign on with us, you know that when you see my number on your caller ID, I got the kind of loads you want, going to the places you want to go, and paying the kind of money you need to move your truck. Now, how does that sound to you?
Yeah, it sounds good, but what makes y'all different than the other dispatch services?
As I said, we find them loads and paying the money that you want. Everybody else is just trying to pimp off to you what they got. I would never do that. If I call you with loads, I got what you want. I got the kind of money you want. I got the places you want to go. If I don't call you, what? You don't lose anything. Why? Because you only pay us when you get paid. How's that sound to you?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
All right, great. Here's what I need to do. I'm going to shoot you my dispatch agreement. Let me get your email address.
Yep, johndillon@gmail.com.
And all you do is you take it. Okay, I'm going to send you this dispatch agreement. Along with it, it's going to be a profile sheet. I need you to fill that profile sheet out. Basically, you're telling me what type of loads you want, what type of truck you have, what type of carrier, and what type of trailer you have. All right? You tell me where the places you like to go. You know, if you want to go in the bottom half of the United States, southwest, east, northwest, whatever the case may be. If you don't like the mountains, just say I don't like the mountains, and we'll keep you out of the mountains. If you want loads that's running less than 600 miles, or if you like short runs, just say I like short runs. If you want long runs, say I like long runs. And more importantly, tell me how much money you need to make your truck profitable, and I'm only going to look for loads that are above that amount and that's got my fee included, so that you will never lose money on loads. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
Great. All right. Y'all see how that works? And the
Can I make one point?
Yeah, go ahead.
It was one phrase that you said that if I was in the trucker position that I think you should, in some of the videos you didn't highlight as much, but it was very powerful. When I had tried to counter or reject you, you say, here's what I propose. When you said that, it made me automatically let you make the proposal. So I would want to highlight that for the, that's powerful though. Okay.
Because you want to because look, all we're doing is this approach, this system. If you all work this system, you can't help but make money. Okay, because look, this is very simple. We ask them what they want, and then we give it to them. That's all you're doing. You ask them how many people are going to say no to giving them something that they just asked for? And that's all we're doing. Instead of taking the approach that everyone else is taking, right, and getting all these loads, and then trying to shove their loads down somebody's throat, because most of you all are beginners, we had to develop a system that allows you all to offer the carriers what they want, so when you give them what they want, they can't say no to you. And if you're gonna go and find them loads, and once you get that dispatch agreement signed, right, you got their profile sheet, and they're telling you what they need money-wise, where they want to go, location-wise, and how far they want to run, distance-wise. All you do is do what? Go to the load board and find what they're looking for. Because the loads are there are loads on 123 load board that are paying $4, almost $5 per mile.
Calvin, I have a question.
Yeah.
Like this of that Charles filled out, because once before you were going to ship us that profile sheet, can that be like put in here so we can download that profile sheet?
We will. What we've been doing is have you all just to create your own profile sheet. We've got some people that have their profile sheet, and we're going to get it from them, and we're going to put it in the back office area too. We do so much. We do so much on the course of, like today was just crazy busy. And some days we get a lot more busy than others, and some days we have more interns than others. Because most of the work that we have done is done by the college interns here, because we're in Tallahassee, we have Florida State, TCC, and FAMU. But as you know, interns log on at their own leisure. They're not required to log on, whenever they log on, they perform work for us, and then we critique them, or we give them a grade, or not a grade, we give them a review. We give them a review of their work so that they can get their credit at the end of each semester. So we are primarily ran by interns. So sometimes we have the means to take care of everything, and sometimes depending on what the internships look like, we are a little bit slow because I only have basically 2 staff members that work full time. Other than that,
yeah, I was thinking if we had like a template. I was thinking if we had like a template of a profile, then we wouldn't miss asking any questions that are important.
Yeah. Now, what we have here now this is your script, but we also have a workflow. Okay, down here, this is your workflow of dispatching. This is the steps from start to finish to booking a load. Okay, this is your workflow. Everybody, make sure you read over this workflow, and we'll work on getting a blanket profile. We'll work on getting a blanket profile template for you all to send out. Okay, I know. I'm trying to figure who has that. Somebody has it, and it was presented to us at one time or another, but it still had her information on it, and we were trying to get it to where it could be created blank, where all you have to do was get it and just send it out, and that's what we were working on. But I've got one of the interns that are currently working on that. But to continue on, this is your workflow. All right, this is your steps from start to finish. make sure you all download, make sure you pull this up, make sure you read this, make sure you follow this workflow. What some of my students have done, they print this out and they put it on their wall, or they put it on their mirror, or they got it a stand on their desk or somewhere where they can see it at all times. They take that out, they have the script, it's up where they can see it, so they always know to ask that question: how much money do you need to move your truck? That phrase needs to be engraved in your mind, because that phrase will catch everything. If they come back, well, y'all charge too much money. Well, that's why I asked you how much money do you need to move your truck, because I'm going to include my 10% in it, and then I'm going to mark up whatever I look for above that amount. Well, I got to pay fuel, I got to pay you all, I got to pay fuel surcharge, I got to pay myself. That's why I asked you, sir, how much money do you need to move your truck? So if you got to pay 10% to your carrier group, we add that 10 cents in per mile. If you got to pay another 5% to your factory company, we add that 5 cents in per mile. If you got to pay another 3%, you want 3% to cover your fuel surcharge, we add that 3 cents in per mile. And we add on top of that our 10 cents. So now we got 10, that's 20. We got 5, that's 25. We got another 3%, that's 28 cents. So if you want $2.25, we mark another 28 cents. We're looking at what? $2.60. So then we only gonna look for those. I'm just paying what? $2.65 to $2.75 per mile or better, so that you get the kind of money you need, and you can still pay everybody you need to pay, and you can still be profitable. Now, how's that sound to you? You always come back with, now how's that sound to you? Because that's your close. Because the key to every sale is what? The setup, the flip, and the close. The setup is how much money do you need to move your truck. That's your setup. If you fail to set it up, they're not going to flip. And if they don't flip, they're not going to close. Because despite what you all might be thinking, this is sales. That's all this is. This is sales. And we have to get you all to become better salespeople in how you present your script, and how you present your pitch, and how you deliver it. Be yourself. Don't try to be professional. Don't try to act like a professional if you're not professional. I mean, let's face it. You're not talking to Wall Street bankers. You're talking to truck drivers. So be yourself. Talk just like you're talking to your girlfriend, the girl you hang out with, your best buddy, or whatever it is. Be yourself. Because when you come across as more natural and if you're yourself, it sounds more genuine. Because if you try to do it, how you doing? My name is Glenda, and I'm with the National Network. That sounds so phony. It sounds so fake. Don't do that. Call that truck down. Hey man, what's up? Hey, how you doing? I see you down there in Mobile, Alabama. Yeah. How's the weather down there? Doing good? Okay. Hey man, I'm asking you a question, man. How much money do you need to move your truck? Well, what do you mean? Well, I'm just saying, because you know that you got expenses on that you have, so you know that you can't move your truck for what the guy next to you can move his for, right? All right, good. With that being said, like I said, if you deliver it that way, it sounds more genuine. And you'll feel more comfortable being yourself than you trying to sound like somebody else, or trying to sound like something something that's artificial. So we want you all to be yourselves when you're talking to these carriers. All right? When you do your follow-up, 90% of the people you all contact and you send them the dispatch agreement, they're not going to send it back on the first time you talk to them. They'll say, oh, yeah, I'm going to send it back to you, and you will never, ever receive that dispatch agreement back if you don't follow up. But if you follow up, 90% of the people you follow up with are going to send you that dispatch agreement. And when you follow up, again, be yourself. Approach them from a standpoint as if they are missing out on something. You call the guy back and say, hey, John, what's up, man? Where's my dispatch agreement? Who is this? Man, what do you mean, who is this? This is Glenda. Remember we talked yesterday? No, I'm going to find the loads you want at the price you want, going to the place you want. Oh, yeah, man. Hey, you look, I need you to send the dispatch agreement back in. Do you realize that I've got loads? Where you at right now? No, just tell me where you at. Okay, you in Dallas, Texas. Man, hold on for a second. Man, I got loads coming out of Dallas, Texas right now that's paying $3.75 per mile. I'm looking at 5 loads right now leaving out of Dallas, Texas tomorrow and all this week paying anywhere from $3 to $5 per mile. I need you to get me that dispatch agreement back. Well, where them loads going? I can't tell you that until I get the dispatch. I'm not even supposed to be telling you this. Get me the dispatch agreement, and let's get you on some of these loads, man. See, this is how you. That's your follow-up, because you gotta motivate them to do what? Get that dispatch agreement back in. Be a monster. Be a beast when you're on the phone with these people. Okay? Now, I'm sure some of you all have heard that term. You know, be a beast, be a monster. This is how you're going to be able to book 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 loads a day. You can't do it being a mouse. You got to be a beast. You can't do it being a mouse. Okay? You're not going to, trust me. You can't be a mouse to these guys. They eat mice for lunch, breakfast. Be a beast. Follow up. Make them feel bad about missing money. Appeal to their need to make money. They're out there on this road, thousands of miles away from home, driving them trucks in all kind of places because they want to do what? Make money. So make sure you emphasize to them, man, you missing money. Okay? Give me that dispatch agreement so I can help you do what? Put more money in where? National Help Bank, because that's what it's all about. This is the type of mindset you got to have. This is the type of attitude you got to have in order to be truly successful in this industry. Okay? All right. Let's see here. Let's see. Got it. Exactly, son. Beast mode. Got to get in beast mode. National Help Bank. That's what it's all about. All right. But this is your workflow. Make sure you all read this workflow and follow this. And make sure one thing, now you all would notice there's one thing that keeps repeating in this workflow. That is our email address. From this point on, I know you all were sending stuff back to training email address. Some of y'all got some stuff on the RBBS Trucking and Outlook. From this point on, every correspondence you do, everything with the exception of if you're sending in referrals to sign up for our platform, everything goes to dispatch@rbbstransport.com. Everything, again, goes to dispatch@rbbstransport.com. Okay? No matter what you send in, no matter what correspondence you have, it must go through dispatch@rbbstransport.com. If it doesn't go through dispatch@rbbstransport.com, guess what? It's not going to get done. Okay? If you send over your request for your profile, to get your toll-free number, to get your email address, okay, to get all that stuff, if it's not sent to dispatch@rbbstransport.com, guess what? It's not going to get done. When you send over a load confirmation sheet, right, on the loads that you book, or you send over your invoice request to invoice your carrier to get paid, if it's not sent to dispatch@rbbstransport.com, it's not going to get done. I'm telling you all this now, so don't call me up and say, hey, how come I don't have my profile? How come I don't have my toll-free number yet? I sent it over to the trainer. They ain't the right one to send it to. Well, I sent it to you on Facebook. They ain't the right place to send it to. I sent it over to your personal email address at RBBS Truck. Nah, they ain't the right one to get it to because I don't do that type of stuff. The interns do that. And the interns only work off of dispatch@rbbstransport.com. Okay? So make sure that you all get that in your head. Dispatch@rbbstransport.com is where you send everything to that you're trying to get done. All right? Everybody got that? Right? What email address we going to send everything to? Somebody. Anybody.
Dispatch@rbbstransport.com.
Exactly. Great. See, y'all going to learn. I like feedback. Y'all quiet. When y'all get to the training sessions on Saturday, y'all going to have to come alive. Okay?
He's saving the energy for the load.
Exactly. So, dispatch@rbbstransport.com. You got to send everything there. Okay? All right. But make sure you all read this workflow. So this workflow is how everything gets done, and this workflow has to be followed. It tells you step by step the things you need to do to process your loads and to get them to the point to where you get paid on them. Okay? So don't miss the steps. Read this, learn it, pull it up somewhere where you have it. So this has to be followed. This procedure has to be followed every single time when you're booking your loads. Okay? All right. Hold on here. Where are we at? Okay. All right. We got the workflow. We got how much money you need to move your freight. Now, the good part. Load boards, load boards, load boards, load boards, load boards. All right. These are your load boards that we give you access to. And we're going to be adding more as more and more students get load boards. Now, the first 3, 1, 2, 3 load boards, Truckers Pass, All Freight Connect, we pay for it. The rest of these load boards are load boards that were paid for by students like yourself. And I'm going to tell you why they would do that. Because it's a way for them to network with you all, and everybody makes money. Okay? So this is just an added feature of how you can increase your revenue. And you can turn your revenue into automatic revenue, like almost like residual type revenue, like revenue, okay? But the first 3 are the ones that we pay for. We pay for this access to 1, 2, 3 load board, Truckers Pass, and All Freight Connect. But all of these load boards do not, I repeat, do not change the passwords. Do not change the login information. Do not change our settings. Do not give out the password or the login information to anybody. I don't care if they're a member of our group. If they're a member of our group, that means they have access to the back office and they're able to gain access to the passwords. So don't ever let me see you all sharing passwords. If someone asks you on the social media, on the chat group, hey, what's the load board real quick to 1, 2, 3? Don't do it. Don't give it to them. Because if they want it, they can log into the back office. If they can't log into the back office, that means they ain't got no business, they ain't supposed to be there. You understand what I'm saying? So don't share passwords, don't give out the passwords, don't change the passwords, don't give them no login information whatsoever. Because everyone that's supposed to have access to it will have access to the back office. If you do not have access to the back office, you ain't got no business there. If you ain't got no business there, you ain't got no business asking nobody for access. So therefore, don't give anybody any access. All right. But all you got to do is go like you click on your load board heading, and they'll take you right to the load boards, and just copy and paste the username and the password in. And the passwords are case sensitive. So when you see capital letters, those are the capital letters have to go in there. If you see numbers, those numbers and those things, they have to go in there. Okay. So 1, 2, 3 load board. Click on it, takes you right up to the load board. You notice here that, come on, talk to me. I'm already logged in. So you go here, and you get on here, and you start finding loads, All right. This is the procedure we want you all to go through. We want you all to immediately, when you log in, this is what you're going to get, first thing you're going to see. You're going to see where it says load search, quick pay, truck locator, load availability, all that stuff. All right. The very first place I want you all to go every time you come here is truck locator. This is the system. Follow the system. This system will make you so much money, it is not even funny. But only if you follow the system. You click where it says truck locator. Okay? This is going to pull up all the loads that we have posted on each day. We post on average 1,700, sometimes 5,000, sometimes 10,000 loads a day. Depends on where we get them from, how many we get that day, or whatever it's going to be. Today, we've got about 1,600 loads on here, probably a little bit more than that. It says 834, but some of these loads run 5 loads. 3, 4, 5 of them run, so they're repeat loads. Or they run 5 of those loads run each day. So you have to double those up. So it's showing 834 loads, but about 30% of those are repeater loads, which means they have multiple loads that leave out that same day. So we got about 1,700 to 2,000 loads on here right now. Now, with that many loads, this is our system. And the reason why we use 1, 2, 3, because this is a great system for beginners. You come here, these are all the loads that we have posted. You're going to click on this load. When you click on this load, what happens? Over to the right, it shows you the trucks that are available to run that load. The trucks that you see over here are empty trucks, and if that's a reefer load, those are reefer trucks. Now, ain't that many trucks down there in RBBS, Alabama right now, but you got 2 trucks that are within a 75-mile radius of where the load picks up at. This is where the load picks up at. These are the trucks that are surrounded. These trucks have purposely marked themselves as empty and available for a load, and it's only going to show you the trucks that match that load. If it's a reefer load, it's going to be a reefer truck. If it's a flatbed load, it's going to be a flatbed truck. Okay? Now, you can increase the radius to 125 miles, and it will give you access to more trucks if they are within that radius. And there you see them right there. Now you got access to 11 trucks within 125 miles of that load. Okay, you got 11 trucks that are within 125 miles of that load. You can click on one of those trucks and it pulls up the information. Where you can actually call that truck, and you can call that truck and say, hey, how you doing, Mr. Guck Transportation? I see you down there in Abbeville, Alabama. I got a load that's leaving out of there tomorrow morning going to Houston, Texas. It's a reefer load. It's going for 694 miles. Maybe something you might be interested in. If he says yes, no, maybe so. Whatever he says, it doesn't really matter. Because if he says yes, great, you're gonna try to book that load. If he says no, you can say, oh, I understand. Is there a reason why you don't want that load? Well, I don't want to go to Houston. All right, well, let me ask you a question. How much money do you need to move your truck? What happens? You move right into what? Right into the pitch. Well, what do you mean? Well, like I said, my name is such and such with the National Network of Dispatchers, and we understand that not every carrier can move that load for the same amount of money. With that being said, if you tell me you need loads that pay more than $2.25 per mile, guess what? I'm only going to look for loads that's paying $2.35 or better. If you tell me you want loads that keeps you out of the mountain, I'm only going to look for loads on the bottom half of the United States. You tell me you want more than 600 miles, I'm only going to look for loads that's going more than 600 miles. So every time, not some of the time, every time you see my number on your caller ID, you know I got the kind of loads you want. Going to the place you want to go and paying the money you want to be paid. How does that sound to you? Now, who's going to say no to that? Who is going to say no to that? All right? And with the fact that you have what? Almost 2,000 loads on here, and you click on them, and you pull up the trucks, and look how many trucks are surrounding this load. You've got 35 trucks surrounding this load. So what are you going to do? You're going to make that pitch to all 35 of those trucks. Y'all see where this is going? You're going to make that pitch to all 35 of those trucks. Because all you got to do is click on the truck, and it pulls up and give you all the information. Right? You can call them up. You can even run their DOT number if you want to. And it pulls them up. You know that these are flatbed loads, or these are flatbed trucks. Half the time, you ain't got to tell them about the load that's here, right? If you just want, because all of them can't run that load anyway, right? Only one of them can run the load, right? So half the time, when I click on these, I don't even tell them about the load. I just click on and call them up. Hey, Clark Freight Line, how you doing? Let me ask you a question. How much money do you need to move your truck? I go right, start off with that phrase right there. Hey, how you doing? Let me ask you a question. How much money do you need to move your truck? I don't know. Why you ask? Move right in. Go right on with the what? Here's with the pitch. And you pitch that to every one of these trucks on every one of these loads. And if you do this on a daily basis or a nightly basis, here's one that has, how many this has? This has 91 trucks that match this load. 91 trucks that you can call on one load and pitch them. So you mean to tell me, if you took an hour or 2 hours to call these trucks, you all can't call about what, a couple of hundred trucks. You mean to tell me if you call a couple of hundred trucks, you not going to get at least 10, 15, 20 dispatch agreements signed. And from that 10, 15, 20 dispatch agreements signed, you're not going to book at least 5 or 6 loads coming up here this week. Y'all begin to see how this works? You begin to see how if you follow the system, how easy it is to make money. I see some of y'all are saying, some people are saying, speak up, Sean can't have it him. Jamila Daniel says loud, which means obviously she likes this. And she's giving us a money sign. Ella says nice. But yeah, this is what this is all about. This is the system that allowed me to book 12 to 15 loads a day and bring in almost 7,000 to 10,000 per week when I was just dispatching. This is what did it. This system. And this is the system that we give to you all. Okay? But I can promise you this. The system works, but it will not work if you don't work the system. Believe it or not, we have some people that come over and they refuse. They refuse to work the system. They want to do their own thing. They figure they got a better way of doing it, and those people are not booking freight. Charles Monday is booking freight. I don't know if any of y'all know anything about Charles Money or know his story. Charles Money, I was a driver. He quit his job. He gave himself 90 days to make this thing work. Now, he's committed. He quit his job, went home, and gave himself 90 days to make this thing work. Now, the first 25 days, Charles Money didn't do a thing because Charles Money was not working the system. He was hard-headed. I can't lie to you. Charles Money, he was sending out emails, had his own script, wouldn't follow up, wasn't pitching out a script. He just sent out email. He wasn't even talking. He just figured he's not this email blast, and he was thinking that if I send out this email blast to thousands of carriers every day, I got to get some people who's going to sign up without me having to talk to them. Guess what? Charles didn't get not one dispatch agreement signed. Why? Because he wasn't following the script. So he calls me up one day all depressed, about 3 weeks ago, as a matter of fact. He called me up about 3 weeks ago, all depressed. And you can call Charles and ask him this. When you see him on the chat group, ask him about it. He called me up all depressed. He was like, man, Calvin, I don't know if this is working for me, man. I don't know what it is, but I can't make this work, man. I'm getting to think I made a mistake now. I'm quitting my job, and this is and that. I said I'm going to get this 90 days, but it's been almost a month now, and I ain't got not one dispatcher side. But Charles, what are you doing? Man, I'm sending out my emails. I'm doing this. I said, what do you mean you sending out the emails? He said, well, I'm going to send you a copy of what I'm sending out. He sent me a copy of something. I mean, it sounded nice, right? But it was an email. You can't sell anybody through an email. They can't hear your voice. They can't hear your compassion. They can't hear your commitment. I'm like, Charles, no wonder you ain't got no dispatch agreement signed. You relying on the email to sell for you. You can't do this through. No, you got to talk to these people, man. You got to let them know you're real. They got to be able to hear you. They got to hear that you believe what you're saying. If they don't hear it, if you don't follow up, guess what? They're going to look at it and say, somebody else trying to sell me something. I said, here's what you do. Get on the phone. Start calling these people. Pitch this verbatim. Say exactly what I say, but say it in your own manner. How much money do you need to move your trucks? Learn that. Say it, go to the mirror, practice, see how you look when you're saying it. Charles said, okay, I'm going to try it. Very next day. The very next day, guess what? Charles called me up. He had 3 dispatch agreements. And now Charles is booking, he got dispatch agreements every day. He's signing on new carriers. Every day he's signing on carriers. Why? Because he started doing what? Following and working the system. He started working this. He worked the system so much now, he even created a Facebook page, a Facebook group. And guess what the name of the group is? How much money do you need to move your truck? Look it up on Facebook. He actually started a group under the Facebook name, How Much Money Do You Need to Move Your Truck? Why? Because that group attracts what? Truck drivers, and they all come through his group, and they send him messages on what? How much money they need to move their truck. I need $3.25. I need $2.75. I need $4.25. I need $1.95. You see what I'm saying? It's a great branding tool. Because now he's getting all the people that are joining his group, and they're telling them how much money they need to move this truck. So now he's what? He has created his own pool of prospects. The script works. The plan works. The system works if you work it. If you don't work it, I promise you it's not going to work. That much I can promise you. Okay? We give you the tools. We give you all the resources. We give you everything you need. The only thing that we can't do is what? We can't do it for you. Think of this like this. We have given you a brand new Cadillac. We have given you the keys to it. We put gas in it. We make the monthly payments on it. We sit on the passenger side. We show you where to go. We tell you where to turn. The only thing we can't do is what? We can't drive it for you. You all have everything you need to make money in this industry. You have everything you need to build your own book of business. You have everything you need to start building and the groundwork for your own dispatch firm, freight brokerage firm, or freight forwarding firm. Okay, you all have everything you need to do just that. hold on. You all have everything you need to do just that because we provide it for you. And all we're saying is go out, use it, make money. When you make money, come back and drop us off half. That's our business model. That is our business model. Now, is there any of you that think that you cannot do this? With everything that we give you, you think you cannot do this? Because if you do, let me know. All right? All right. Now, once you get them signed up to a dispatch agreement, and you got their profile sheet in, you got to do what? You got to go find them loads, right? So then you go up here, you go look for loads. Once you get your dispatch agreement in, and you got everybody signed up, you got your dispatch agreements in, then you got to go find them loads. When you go find them loads, you go over here to the load search. You're looking at your profile sheet. One guy says, I am down in, I'm in Dallas, Texas. He says, I'm down in Dallas, Texas. You're going to go to your load board here. You're going to look for Dallas TX. Yeah, Dallas TX. And he says what? He says that I like to run in the flatlands. I don't want to go in the mountains. Man, I'm from the south, and I do not like that snow, and I don't like them mountains. I don't even like hills. So you says here, you go over here, you click off the Canada, you get rid of the Canada because you don't want to go up there in the snow. All right, then you go up here, you click on the map, and what you do is you find him loads that is on the bottom half of the United States. You want to keep him out of the mountains. You want to keep him out of them hills. You only wants to be on the bottom half of the United States. You're going to click all them southern states, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, a little bit of Tennessee. You might venture up into North Carolina. You don't want to get too far up there because you start getting in some of them hills. So you cover the bottom half of the United States because that's where he want to run. He don't want to go up in the mountains. He want to stay on the bottom half of the United States. Then you go down here and it tells you, well, I'm a flatbed, so you know he's a flatbed. You click what type of trailer he's got because he's a flatbed. Click on the flatbed, and you're getting all this from your profile sheet, right? All right, he's already told you he's in Dallas, all right? You look at the day's date, okay? We're going to find something that's leaving out tomorrow morning on Tuesday. We'll find something leaving out there, leaving out of Dallas, going somewhere on the bottom half of the United States. Now, he's already told you that he wants what? I need $2.40 a mile. Plus, you got to add in your 10 cents for you, your 10%. So you add another 10 cents per mile, right? So that's $2.50. Then he says, well, I got to pay my carrier group another 10 cents. So that's what, $2.60. So now you're looking for those that are paying more than $2.60 per mile, right? So in order to find what? The highest paying freight first, you're going to come down here, you're going to click where it says more options. You're going to click on the more option button, right? It's going to give you the more options. You're going to come down here and you're going to click where it says payment rates. Because you want to find all the loads that are paying money. You ain't worried about the ones that ain't got the payment on it because you're trying to find this guy loads. So you got to present him what? Three load options that he can choose from so you can book that freight and you can make some money. You click down there where it says payment rates. You're gonna click on that. Then you're gonna click what? Search. And look what happens. Pulls up all them loads that's leaving in and around Dallas, Texas, and going anywhere on the bottom half of the United States, and showing you the ones that paying money. Then you want to find the highest paying loads first, because you ain't worried about the low paying freight. Because remember, you're trying to find him what? The highest paying freight, because you got to get him freight that's paying more than what? More than $2.60 per mile. So you're looking for loads that's paying $2.65, $2.75 per mile. So you go up and you click over here where it says, you're gonna find up here where it says offer. Right over here by the company, over to your right, just below check, where it says offer. You're going to click that first, and then it's going to pull up the highest paying freight first. And then all you do is go in here and you find loads that is running more than what? More than what? 600 miles. That's keeping him where? Out of the mountains. That's paying more than what? $2.60 per mile. The first load is going 2,008 miles. Now, he may be well, let's check. He might be able to run that load if it's giving him enough time. His pickup date is when? Let's click on that. That's giving him a pickup date, pickup and drop. Well, they got the drop date is open. It says picks up on the 3rd. It's got an open drop date, which means it's probably giving him plenty of time to run that load. All right? That load is not going to meet for what he needs. So that load is paying less than $2.06 per mile. Even though it's a long run and it's paying $4,100, it's still 2,008 miles. which means that's what? That's not paying him the kind of money he needs. So that one will not work. Okay? So we click off of that one. That one does not work. Let's find him another one. Here's one leaving out of Summer, Texas, which is 93 miles from Dallas, and it is going 1,062 miles up into Colorado. Click on that one. Now, this load works for him because this load is going what? 1,062 miles is paying $3,300. So it's paying $3.11 per mile. So that's when you put on the list. You write that load down. You write down, I got a load leaving from in and around Dallas, and it's paying $3,300, and it's paying $3.11 per mile. You got a winner. That's one. You're going to write that down, right? You might want to call up the dispatch right here. You got that number for you to call them up and ask them, hey, what type of load is that? How many drops is it? What's the cargo? What's the weight? That type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? If it doesn't have it already in there. These type of things that you're going to find out. What type of tie-down do he need? Do he need tarp? Do he need 8-foot or 6-foot tarps? You see what I'm saying? Find that type of stuff out. All right? So you write that one down. That's number one. Then you just go find him another one. You find him another one. Here's one. I clicked off my offer. There we go. You're going to find him another one. And here's another one that's paying $3,100. Yep. And that one is what? I keep clicking on my offer. Why y'all keep letting me click off the offer? Okay, there we go. That one's paying $3,100. There we go. Open that one up. And that one's paying $275. That works for him. Okay, so you're gonna write that one down. So, but you all starting to get the framework of what we're doing. Then you're gonna find him another one. Here's one that's paying $24. Let's see what this one's. See what this one's got. This one's paying $2. That one won't work. That's only paying $2.04 a mile. There's another one that's paying $2, but that's the same one. That's one of those multiple loads going to the same place. Let's find something down here. Flatbed. That one doesn't have a rate in it. Low pay rate, but doesn't have the miles in it. Why does that not have the miles? That's strange. That's only pay $1.99 a mile. You don't want that one. Check this RWI out. That one's only pay $1.99. You don't want that one. Brooks Brokerage Firm. That's paying $2.04 a mile. You don't want that one. Let's go down here to Modern Transport. Low rate. They don't have the miles in here for some reason. I don't know why they wouldn't have the miles. From Dallas, Texas to Windsor, Colorado. But you can figure out the miles for yourself. But I don't know why they don't have the miles in there. But you can always just figure it out. You can go to Google, look it up on the map to see how many miles it is. Then you divide that by what you call it. And these are getting kind of low paying. So you've got two that you found for them so far. I'm trying to find other ones, which they probably, some of these ones that don't have the miles listed. There's one right there, $3.55 a mile. That is a kick. That's a good paying load. But now that one you're gonna have to ask me about, because remember he said he wanted those that was going more than 600 miles, right? But this one's going 564 miles, but it's paying $2,000. So he can run it in what? 1 day, and still make himself what? $2,000, which is $3.55 per mile, which is way above what? The kind of money he wants, and it's close to the kind of miles he wants. So you might want to write that one down too and present with that one. Now you have him three options. So now you call him up, ring, 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 ring. He picks up the phone. Hey there, John. What's up? Hey, John. Yeah, this dispatch such and such. Oh, hey, I've been wondering when you was gonna call me. Well, I told you I was gonna call you when I had the kind of load you want, right? He said, yeah. So what you got for me? I got three options for you, John. I got one load that's paying you $3 and whatever cents per mile. It's going this many miles, and it's picking up in and around Dallas, Texas, which is right where you're at right now. I got another one that's picking up in and around Dallas, Texas. Remember, you're not giving him the exact run location. Why are you not giving him the exact run? Because you don't want him to go around you, find the load himself, and run it without having to pay you. Keep that in mind. Always got to protect yourself in this industry. All right? So you're not giving him the exact mile. You find out which one he wants. He said, okay, I want that second one. All right, great. I'm going to go ahead and contact the broker, let him know that you want this load, and I'm going to have him send you over the confirmation sheet with all the details on it. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Call up that broker. Hey, Mr. Broker, how you doing? This is John. This is Denise over here at the National Network of Dispatchers. I got a carrier. One of my carriers wants to run one of your loads. What load is it? Give them the load information. Okay, great. That load is still available. All right, good. He's going to say, what? What's the carrier DOT number? You can give him the carrier DOT number. Why? Because the carrier is under contract with you. So you're not worried about him taking your carrier. He is under contract. So you go ahead and give him the carrier DOT number. He is getting the DOT number because he wants to run that carrier to make sure that that carrier is okay to run that load. He runs the carrier DOT number. Everything comes back and checks out okay. He's okay. I'm going to send you over the rate confirmation sheet. If he needs that carrier to sign up with them, he's going to say, first of all, I got to send you over a what? A carrier packet. Get the carrier to fill out this carrier packet, and then we get him over the rate sheet after he fills out the carrier packet. He's going to give you the carrier packet. You're going to read it. You're going to send it over to the broker. Send it over to the carrier. Say, hey, I need you to fill out this carrier packet this first time, okay? One time. Since this is the first time you're doing this, you're going to have him fill out the carrier packet. Make sure you tell him when you finish the carrier packet, send it back to me so I can send it over to the broker. The reason why is because you want a copy of that carrier packet. So you're going to keep a copy of it. Why? Because the next time you have a new broker that needs a carrier packet, guess what? You're not going to have to send it over to him. You're going to fill it out yourself because you have all the information, right? Make things run faster, make things run smoother. All right. So you get that carrier packet over to the broker. The broker says, okay, everything checks out. I'm sending you over to do what? The confirmation, load confirmation sheet. When you get that load confirmation, you make sure you read it. You read everything on that load confirmation. Don't skim through it. Don't glance over it. You read everything on it. So sometimes brokers will try to what? They'll try to get you. They'll try to cheat you. They'll try to SHIT you on your money, on how many stops, or whatever the case may be. Make sure everything in that confirmation sheet is as they said it was, especially the money. Because if they sign that confirmation sheet, whatever is in that confirmation sheet, that is law. It's like the Bible. If they change the money and he signed that confirmation sheet, guess what? That's all the money you're going to get. If they change it, say you got to drop off, you got to stop, you got to hit 6 drops, guess what? You got to hit 6 drops and you ain't getting no more money. So make sure you read that confirmation sheet before you send it over to the carrier. Because I guarantee the carrier is going to look right at the money. He's not going to read the whole thing. Read that confirmation sheet. Everything looks good. Send it over to the carrier. Get the carrier to sign it. Make sure you have the carrier to send it back to you so you can send it back over to the broker. You send it back over to the broker. The broker then gets that confirmation sheet. The broker says, okay, now that carrier is now dispatched. You go ahead and inform the carrier where he's going to pick that load up. Go ahead and pick it up tomorrow, such time, does blah, blah, blah. Carrier runs that load, picks that load up. Carrier calls you, say, hey, I just picked up the load. Great, good. Call me when you get ready to drop the load. Carrier runs and drop that load. When the carrier drops the load, the carrier calls, I just dropped the load. All right, go ahead and shoot me over the BOL, copy of the BOL. And, by the way, go ahead and send me an invoice for the amount of money that that broker owes you. Now, what are you doing? You are establishing yourself as a go-between. You want to handle all the paperwork. The reason why you want to handle all the paperwork, because you want to establish yourself as the go-between. So when you send that BOL and that invoice back over to that broker then takes that information, sends it over to his what? His factoring company, so he can get paid. The broker don't want to wait 9 days to get paid his money. The broker's going to factor that. He's going to factor that money. He's going to send it to his factoring company, so his factoring company can pay him within what? A week. Now, a week goes by. If you have not heard from that broker, call that broker up. Follow up. Follow up with that broker and ask him, hey, Mr. Broker, this is such and such. I'm calling to get an update on the load we ran for you last week and trying to see if that's ready to be paid on yet. That broker's going to tell you, oh, yeah, I got the pay vouchers right here. All right, go ahead and shoot that over to me so I can get over to the carrier. Aha! You've established yourself as a go-between. So when that carrier, time that carrier gets paid, who does the pay voucher go through? You. So you know when the carrier is getting his money. Why? Because you've established yourself as the go-between. You're handling the shuffling of all paperwork. So you know when the carrier is getting paid. So when that pay voucher comes in, it's time for that carrier to get paid because you're doing your follow-up, right? You're going to call us, or you're going to, well, I take it back. You're going to send us an email where? To dispatch@rbbstransport.com. That email is going to be titled pay voucher for load number such and such and such. right? You're going to include in that email the signed dispatch agreement you have with the carrier, the signed confirmation rate sheet that you got from that broker, because you got copies of all this because it all came through your email, right? All right. The signed confirmation rate sheet you got from the carrier when they signed that rate sheet, telling us how much money that carrier you paid, so we know how much we need to charge them on the dispatch invoice that we're going to send them. You're also going to include the BOL that carrier sent you when they dropped that load. All right? And in the body of your email, you're going to include the carrier's information, carrier's name, phone number, email address, DOT number. The broker's information, name, phone number, MC number, email address, your name, extension, right? Your name and your extension, right? And your email address and your cell phone number. You're going to include all that because you're going to send over to, we're going to prepare the invoice. We're going to text that electronic invoice to your carrier. We're going to email that electronic invoice to your carrier. That carrier is going to click on it. Why? Because they got their money. We know they got their money. Why? Because you just sent them the pay voucher. See how this is working? And then that carrier then clicks on it and they pay with a debit or credit card. It goes right into our Square Cash account. Then we take that Square Cash payment and we split it up in half, and we send you your payment through text or email via the Square Cash account. And all you got to do is deposit it into your bank account that you have attached to your Square Cash account, or you deposit it into your Square Cash debit card right there on the spot. Everybody see how that works? Everybody likes that, right? Great. So
I have one question.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
If we're in Canada, it's the same thing. We could just order the Square Cash card?
Yeah.
Or just put it in our bank account?
Yeah. I think it works in Canada. There are some countries it doesn't work in. We have a dispatcher that operates out of Hungary, and they don't have it. Okay. So what we do is we do direct bank transfers for that dispatcher.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Well, if it's working in Germany, it's going to work in Toronto, so.
Exactly. Now, and ladies and gentlemen, that's your orientation. Okay? There's some other stuff on here. Make sure you visit all the load boards on here. Now, remember we talked about, let me get out of this here real quick. Remember we talked about those load boards that are in the back office area? These are the three that we have. Make sure you visit all the load boards. These down here are supplied by people like yourself. And the reason why they do that is this. Terrell Davis, he's on a TNT Freight. He's a student just like you all are. But he went out and he paid for access to a load board. He paid for access to the load board, which is free freight search. He got his login. He paid for it. He's paying that every month, right? So when he came to us and said, hey, here's the load board, he is giving the load board to you all. Why? Because you get to go on here and you get to search load. And you book load from this load board when you turn in your load dispatch for payment, you're going to tell us which load board you got that load from, which load board it came from. So when you do that, you still get your same 5% of the load fee. You don't lose anything. He gets 2.5% of the load fee, and we get 2.5% of the load fee. You see what he's doing? He's creating what? Another source of income. Because when he books loads from this load board, or any other load board, he gets his 5%, just like you do. But now, he's created an opportunity for you all to find more loads and book more loads, right? And he gets paid from it. But you all still get the same amount of money you always been getting. You all don't lose anything. You still get the same 5%. So, if you want to create another form of revenue, find load boards that we don't already have in the back office, and sign up with them. And if you pay for that load board, and you come back and you contact me through dispatch at RBBStransport.com, and you send me the load board logins, right? You send me the load board logins so everyone can log in and find freight through that load board. Now, it has to be a load board that allows multiple logins. That would not allow multiple logins. There are some load boards that you can only have one person logged in at a time. So If you're searching load board and you find load board,
you breathing like that, son.
Go ahead and pay for it and get your login, and then share that load board access with us, and we will put it in the back office area, and that way everybody can access that load board. And then when people book loads from that load board, you get 2.5% of the load fee of the loads that's booked from your load board. Everybody understand how that works? It's just another way for you to create more revenue. Okay? When will we receive our extensions and fax number, or do we have to request? Yes, you do have to request it. I'm going to be sending out the request to you all today. Well, maybe not today. I don't make me lie to you. The request will be sent out to you all by in the business tomorrow. And the interns will get to work on getting you your extensions and everything. Now, here's how it usually works. The interns usually get them all done, and they send them all out at the same time. So, you all may not get them until Thursday or Friday, but they guarantee that they get them all out before your first day of live training as a what? As an enrolled student. Okay? Your first day of live training is on Saturday, 10:15 a.m. Right back at the same link. We'll send the links out to you all later on this week.
What happened if you did your test before the deadline Friday and participated in training this past Saturday?
Same thing, because this is your first time in orientation, right?
Correct.
Exact same thing. The intern is still going to be the same thing because you just completed your orientation. Because, legally, well, technically, you're not allowed access to the back office. You're not allowed access to the chat group until you finish orientation. And the reason why we do that because we don't want you going into those areas not knowing anything about how we operate, all that type of stuff, and then you're asking them a bunch of questions that you don't need to be asking them when they're there doing the same thing you're doing, trying to learn, trying to build their book of business. You understand what I'm saying? That's why we try to make sure everybody's kind of at least on the same page before they start going into the chat group and before they start going into the back office area. So we want to make sure that all of you all are up to speed. We don't bring people into it until we get you on the same page. Everything is done in a certain manner so we can manage everything. This is a lot to manage.
Yeah, to prevent chaos. I understand.
Exactly, to manage. So to keep that chaos factor down, everything has to do with the steps.
So do we have to wait till Saturday, after Saturday, start making calls?
No, you don't have to. No, you don't have to. You can start making calls. Even if you don't have your toll-free number, you can start making calls, and if you don't mind giving them your cell phone number or something like that, you can do that. But they can contact you, let them know that you are an independent dispatcher with the national network of dispatchers and that type of thing. But if you want to wait till you get your toll-free number, you can do that in the meantime. What you want to do anyway, before you start making calls, you want to go ahead and learn the scripts anyway. You want to kind of go through the load boards, kind of know your way around them, learn how to navigate them before you start making calls. But the worst thing you can do is start making calls, and then someone says, okay, let's go ahead and book this load, and then you're lost. Right? Then you're going to start calling everybody, hey, I got a line, how do I do this? I got another line, how do I do it? Because you didn't take the time to do what? Learn it. Exactly. So take this week to go through this stuff, go through the load boards, look at everything. Now, a tip. Here's a tip. The loads that we are posting this week on 123 are the loads from this free freight search, from TNT Freight Load Search. Right? These are the loads from that load board. So what you need to do is, if someone, when you get to the point where you get your number and you're making phone calls, if someone is calling you about the load that's on 123, just go into the TNT Freight Search, pull it up, go to load search, find that load, all right, look for that load, and then all the information will be on TNT Freight, on the free freight search, which is the TNT Freight Search account. All the load information will be there, where you can actually call the broker and ask them questions about that load. Everybody got it?
Hey, Calvin.
Yes. Hello? I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on, but we can't hear you. It's just like you just sound like a mosquito.
Okay, I have another. Once we're familiar and we get started, right? Like, what is this? Is like 7 days a week, anytime basically, like whenever trucks is on the road, right? And
Exactly.
What's the earliest? Like 6 a.m. basically, whenever truckers wake up.
Look, I would do this. I would not call a truck driver before 6 a.m. I would not call a truck driver after 9 p.m.
Nice.
Because you gotta get their sleep, man. You're driving. Okay.
Yeah.
So please don't call a truck driver at 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. Don't do that. Oh, while we're on the subject, each and every one of you all signed up to learn how to do this business, right? Here's what you did not sign up for. You did not sign up to give up your free time and your family time. You did not sign up to have your privacy invaded. I signed up for that. I don't have any free time. I get calls at 11, 12 o'clock, sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning. I get calls 7 days a week on Sundays, on Sundays, okay? I gave up my free time because this is what I choose to do. Do not, I'm going to repeat this, do not call another student on their personal phones, on their cell phones. Do not call another student on Sundays or after hours. Do not do that, because you wouldn't want someone calling you up on a Sunday night at 8 o'clock at night, asking you questions about, hey, how do I know you got some loads posted on such and such. Even if the loads that they're looking at are the loads that you posted, or even if you're looking at loads that they posted, do not call that student asking them about loads on a Sunday night at 9 p.m. or on a weekend, after hours and everything like that. If you want to contact another student, you do it through the chat group. If they're on the chat group, yes, feel free to message that student on the chat group. If they're on the chat group, they will answer. But do not call a student at home and interrupt and invade their private time. You all did not sign up for that. They didn't sign up for that. You didn't sign up for that. That's what I signed up for. Okay? If you have a question about something and it's after hours and you feel compelled to just gotta know it, pick up the phone, dial that 866-973-6445, extension 1, extension 2, or extension 7000. Those are my extensions. Okay? That's what I signed up for. They didn't sign up for that. You didn't sign up for that. So don't do it. Okay? Everybody understand that?
Yep.
All right, great. So make sure that you conduct yourselves accordingly when you're on that chat group, because remember, that chat group is monitored by the law firm. Okay? It is monitored by the law firm. Have we kicked people out of the group, off the platform? Yes, we have. I'm not going to lie to you. People have been kicked off the platform. Some people come to the chat group and they want to treat it like it's a gospel.
You need to mute everybody because they can't hear you.
I don't know why. I did have everybody muted. I guess some people still must have unmuted themselves. Let me see here. Let me unmute you all and then remute you all. Do not come to the chat group and treat it like it's a gossip site, because it's not. Do not come to the chat group and try to promote stuff that you're selling for some other type of business or anything else. That's not what it's there for. It is a private chat group, private only for students enrolled in the platform. Do not add anybody to the chat group. Okay? Only I'm allowed to add people to the chat group. Do not kick people off the chat group. Only I am allowed to kick people off the chat group. Okay? Don't start any beef on the chat group. Okay? This is a professional chat. Let's treat it as such. If there's a conversation on the chat group that I think is inappropriate, I am going to contact you outside of the chat group. I'm not going to put your business on the chat group. If you have something that you need to speak with me about, okay, and it does not involve everybody else in the chat group, you contact me outside of the chat group, and we will discuss it and we will handle it. But if you try to air your business or air your grievances or air your gripe on that chat group, I'm not going to ask you any questions. I'm going to say, look, this is not the place for that. And then I'm going to ban you from the chat group for a while. If it continues, I'm going to kick you out the platform. Plain and simple. Okay? Because we want to keep this professional. Everybody's here to learn how to make money. Everybody's here to learn how to build their business. Let's keep it that way. Yes, we have had some people who we've had to kick out the chat group because they just refuse to act professional. You know, the ones that add their grievances, you know, and they had problems with, I guess, with certain people in the chat group or whatever the case may be, whatever it was. That's not the place for it, and we're not going to have it. Just make sure everything stays orderly and everything runs smoothly for everybody. All right. So, but that's it. That's it. That's your orientation. If you have questions, feel free to give me a call on tomorrow. Anytime. Try to call me anytime after 6:30 a.m. After 6:30 a.m., I'm usually up. I usually get up and go, you know, get my little exercise in, come out and get my cup of coffee. Once I got my coffee, I'm ready to go. So I usually make myself available from 6:30 a.m. until about 7 p.m., sometimes 9 p.m. at night. After 9 p.m., I'll answer calls. If it's if you got something that's just eating away at you, you gotta have an answer to it. It can't wait until the next morning. Yeah, okay, go ahead and call me. Or better yet, ask it on the chat group. That's the best place for it. If something is eating away as you're asking it, somebody is on that chat group 24/7. I don't know why you all be on that chat group 24 hours a day, but somebody's always on that chat group 24/7. All right? But if you ask it on the chat group, either myself or one of the interns or one of the attorneys is monitoring that chat group. If there's a question in that chat group and it's not answered by one of the other members of the group, either the intern will let me know about it or the law firm will let me know about it, and then I will chime in and answer that question. Okay? So I'll give you the right answer. Or if someone is giving you the wrong information or the wrong answer, someone will chime in and give you the right answer. Eli says, how long till we can search for trucks or the back office is available? The back office will become available as soon as you all leave here and you submit your submittal to access the back office, and it checks your email addresses, and then you all should start receiving your access to the back office tonight. Okay? Just go in. You got to go in. You got to click on the tools and resources area where it's going to ask you to create your password. Some of you have probably already done it. You're just waiting for this session to end. Once the session ends, your approvals will start coming through. How can we track who booked a load from our load board? If you, as we mentioned before, everybody has got to log in with your login information. Everybody who logs into your load board is logging in under your name. So therefore, when a load is booked, guess who it pulls up under? There we go. And on top of that, as a redundant, everybody who is submitting their invoice to have their loads paid on, they're going to have to answer a question which says, which load board did you receive, did you get this load off of? If they say I got it off of what? Freesearch.com, we know that that's Terrell Davis. They say I got it off of what? The other one, we know that's such. We know I got it off of what? We got such. All right? Other question is how to access the chat group. To access the chat group, find me on Facebook. Go to Facebook. You are looking for this ugly mug right here. You're going to look for this ugly mug on Facebook. You're going to go and put in Calvin Butler, and you're going to look for this ugly mug in the purple shirt, and it says RBBS Logistics Training. Okay? You're going to look for him. When you see him, you're going to send him a personal message, and that personal message is going to say, add me to the chat group. I just finished orientation. And I will add you to the chat group. All right. What other questions we have real quick here before we get up out of here? When do you upload this video to YouTube so we can rewatch? It will be up on YouTube sometime before, what time is it? Because it takes a while for these things to load up. It'll be on YouTube sometime around 10 p.m. tonight. So it's going to take about two hours for it to finish processing and to finish downloading. Okay? So it's going to be on YouTube at about 10. It'll be on there before 11 o'clock tonight. So you'll definitely view it sometime tonight after 11 p.m. and definitely it'll be on there by tomorrow. Sean says, awesome, thank you. Jamie says, perfect, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that, I want to wish you all a great evening. Thank you all for attending orientation. Welcome to the RBBS Logistics Learning Center Consulting and Training Platform. And I'm pretty sure all of you have what it takes to make this work. Again, follow the system, work the system, and the system will work for you. Y'all have a good night. Appreciate every last one of you all. Look for you all on Saturday, 10:15 a.m. live operational training. If you have questions this week, give me a call. Y'all have a good night. Thanks again.